Today, we're diving into an essential topic that every current or prospective property owner should know about: how to find out if a property could be contaminated. In this video, we will discuss the types of property contamination and how to determine if a property could be contaminated. First of all, what is contaminated land? Contaminated lands are areas polluted by past industrial use or waste disposal practices. It's a growing concern, especially as urban centers expand into areas once dominated by heavy industry. Land contamination can stem from a variety of different sources. There are 10 categories of contaminated sites identified by the EPA that you should be aware of. Superfund sites are the most heavily contaminated, often involving complex cleanups. They encompass a variety of areas, including industrial plants, waste management facilities, and sites affected by mining activities. Another type of contaminated property is Resource Conservation and Recovery Act cleanup facilities. These locations are subject to cleanup under RCRA due to past or current treatment, storage, or disposal of hazardous wastes and have historical releases of contamination. The third type of contaminated property stems from underground storage tanks. These tanks can sometimes fail due to substandard materials, improper installation, flawed operating practices, or inadequate maintenance, leading to soil and groundwater contamination. The next type of contaminated properties are accidental spill sites, which can come about due to a variety of different reasons, such as transportation issues and facility releases. Human-caused pollution or natural disasters can lead to land contamination and exacerbate issues at sites that are already polluted. Next, there are numerous expanses of land across the U.S. that have been contaminated with radioactive substances and other hazardous materials due to nuclear weapons production, testing, and research activities. Brownfields are the seventh type of contaminated property. Brownfields are properties whose expansion, redevelopment, or reuse is often hindered by the real or potential presence of hazardous substances or contaminants. PCB-contaminated locations are another type of contaminated property. These are sites impacted by industrial chemicals used extensively in the past. Military bases are often contaminated by hazardous substances from defense activities, making them an additional category of contaminated property. Lastly, abandoned and inactive mines and oil wells are another form of contaminated property. These sites often lack proper cleanup and can include features from exploratory holes to extensive, large-scale mine openings, pits, waste heaps, and processing facilities. To safeguard real estate purchasers from the pitfalls of acquiring contaminated lands, several legislative measures have been implemented. These laws not only aim to protect buyers, but also mandate the cleanup of contaminated sites prior to their sale or development. This legislative framework plays a crucial role in preventing potential harm to millions from environmental hazards. The most thorough method of finding a property's contamination risk is to get a formal Phase 1 report. A Phase 1 site assessment consists of a site visit and a historical analysis of the property to determine if contamination could exist. Although it does not replace a formal Phase 1 report, researching land with LandApp is a great precursor to getting this report by identifying contaminated land. With LandApp, you can pinpoint the location of every Superfund site, abandoned oil and gas well, and contaminated site across the country. LandGate's free property reports also provide you with property contamination risk indexes and contaminated site data to let you know if a property could be contaminated. For just $10 per month, you can subscribe to LandApp to create unlimited property reports and find the location of contaminated sites across the country. Subscribe at landgate.com/landapp today.